Okay, so there's a debate that is always going on of Gibson versus Epiphone. You'll see it in the comment sections a lot, people talking about how this Epiphone that they have plays better, sounds better, and is better than the Gibson counterpart. Now, I'm going to talk about why I think Gibsons are better than Epiphones. Some things I feel like you just can't deny a Gibson does better. But I will also talk about why Epiphones have the leg up on Gibson sometimes. So let me know down below in the comment section, and if you guys dig the video, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button. So what are you? Are you Team Gibson or Team Epiphone? Let's go. Alright, so here's the first one, and it's what's written on that headstock. This is a pro Gibson thing. Now, not that Epiphone hasn't been around just as long, they used to compete before Gibson bought Epiphone. But what you can't deny is just the long history of players who have played Gibsons. Gary Moore, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, Slash. I mean, it just goes on forever. That is not a price or quality, it has nothing to do with that stuff. It's just, you know, subconsciously, you might want something that says Gibson because all your heroes play it. Here's what you're going to be hearing today. This is my 1989 birth year gold top with the good old P90s in it. And this is my Jared James Nichols signature Epiphone. You can see it's got one P90 and then one dog ear, and then new amp. This is the first time you're ever going to hear this from me, is the Tone Master from Fender. I've been messing around with this thing and I'm really starting to dig it, so I'd be curious to know what you guys think about it. But anyways, I'll link this stuff down below if you want to check any of it out, and you know, let's get to picking, let's get to grinning. So next would be resale value. Gibsons just hold their value far better than Epiphones, especially nowadays. Now, I'm not talking about vintage Epiphones, but even if you want to go that route, compare vintage Epiphone prices to vintage Gibson prices, and you'll see Gibson always wins those battles. These can kind of be viewed as a little bit of an investment. This is a 1989, and when I bought it, it wasn't priced very high, but these prices have actually started going up a little bit, so I could actually sell this for more than what I paid for it. And that really doesn't happen that often with Epiphones. You know, there's some rare, you know, exceptions, but the majority of the time, Gibsons just hold their value better than Epiphones. Now, the final one here is kind of like 2 or 1.5, is that this is going to be somebody's dream guitar, potentially. And what I mean by that is that you're not going to want to mod it, you're not going to do anything to it, it's going to be perfect just the way that it is for you. You know, I typically don't mod any of my guitars. Epiphones, that's not so much the case. While the bones of an Epiphone, the body, the neck, stuff like that, might be really, really good, a lot of the times you can end up getting cheaper hardware, maybe a pickup that doesn't sound the best. You swap some stuff, which can be a pro, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, but this is a dream guitar. And for me, at the end of the day, I love made in USA guitars. That just means a lot to me personally. That could be a pro or a con, whatever you want with it, but for me, that is a huge pro, and I will always try to support Made in USA whenever I can. So let's hop over to Team Epiphone, talk about those for a little bit. Alright, Team Epiphone, let's show those Gibson guys what's up. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the price of Epiphones. They are far more affordable than a Gibson. Now, one of the cool things and the perks to that is that, say you want a guitar with humbuckers and you want a guitar with P90s and you want mini humbuckers, something like that. Well, you could probably buy 3 Epiphones with all those pickup configurations for the price of one Gibson. You have to decide if you're the player who wants one really, really good guitar, or would you like 3 good guitars that you can make great by upgrading. So let's stay on the topic of modding. Like I said, a lot of times with Gibsons, there won't be too many mods that you make to them. Maybe you change the tuners, maybe you do change pickups eventually, but with Epiphones, I think going into it with this mindset of like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to upgrade some stuff, is a safe way to approach an Epiphone. But one of the coolest things about that is by modding it, by changing little things about it, you end up making the guitar very unique to you. Epiphones are just great modding platforms. One of the huge expenses that you're paying for when you buy a Gibson is that you're paying for that headstock to say Gibson. Now, like I talked about on the Gibson side, that could mean a lot to someone. For me, that means a lot just because my heroes played them, and again, that could just be the 15-year-old inside of me wanting to be like, you know, Jimmy Page or someone like that. So if that headstock saying Gibson means nothing to you, I would totally recommend going the Epiphone route, modding it, creating your own thing with it, and just, you know, have fun with your own unique guitar. Alright, so there you guys have it. So what are you? Team Gibson? Team Epiphone? Or are you like myself and I'm just team guitar? I can appreciate them all for what they are. I don't ever find a reason to try to bring a person down who likes Gibson or likes Epiphone or anything like that. All that matters is that you are playing guitar, you're having fun with it, and you're making music. That's all that it comes down to at the end of the day. So regardless of whatever team you are, you know, rock it with pride. So other than that, guys, I'm bouncing out of here. Like I said before, if you would, hit the subscribe button, come hang out with me, and just play your guitar, whatever guitar it is. So bye, guys. Guitar high five.